Hey, hey, hey. Good evening. Hey, Janaya. How you feeling tonight, honey? Hey, Sharon. I see them hearts kicking in. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, sis. Good evening, y'all. I see you. I see you. All right, y'all. Welcome in tonight. Tonight is a pop up live. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I wasn't planning to come on, but this message would not leave me alone. And I know somebody needs to hear this. So if you're here for a reason. Tonight, we're talking about this idea that a lot of people carry, that you were hard to love. But what if the real problem wasn't that you were hard to love? What if it were What if you were trying to love someone who was impossible to satisfy? Thank you. What if you were trying to love someone who was impossible to satisfy? Because those two things are not the same. A lot of you gave your time, your energy, your patience, your understanding, your forgiveness. You explained yourself, you apologized, and you tried harder, and you showed up even when you were tired. And somehow, it still wasn't enough. So you started asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? Why am I never enough? But here's the truth. When someone is hard to satisfy, nothing you do will ever feel like it's enough. Not because you lack value, but because they lack capacity. Think about that. When someone is hard to satisfy, nothing you do will ever feel like enough. Not because you lack value, but because they lack capacity. That's right. So, people who are hard to satisfy, they move the goalposts constantly. When you give time, they want more. When you give love, they want control. When you give patience, they take advantage. And when you fix one problem, baby, they create another one. They create another one. So you stay in the cycle of performing, proving, and exhausting yourself. It's going to tire you out. Not because you're difficult, but because you're trying to earn peace from someone who doesn't operate in peace. You hear what I'm saying? It's not because you're difficult, it's because you're trying to earn peace from someone who doesn't operate in peace. If that feel like you, drop some hearts. If it hit home, drop some hearts. If you want to say me, put me in the chat. How you doing? Who cares? So being hard to love usually looks like pushing people away, refusing to communicate, or shutting down intimacy. And that's a big one. And I want to talk about that one right there for a little bit. Being in a relationship with somebody that you love, and it's like you feel like you're in a relationship by yourself. And then you start getting to a point where you feel like it's not that you don't love the person or you're not in love with them. You start to lose the sexual desire. And, people will be quick to say it's because you dealing with somebody else. But the truth is, that's not always the case. You don't always, stop having intimacy with the person because you're dealing with somebody else. You stop having intimacy with the person because that's the way they make you feel inside. And if you constantly feel like they out there dealing with other people and doing this and that, or they constantly arguing and you're constantly being stressed out. Hey, Ebony. And it gets you to a place where you start to lose sexual desire. And you start to lose it. So again, it's not about, dealing with somebody else because you out there trying to cheat. No, it's not that. You be so mentally exhausted and your body shuts down and you just don't feel like, you want to do it. Or how can you? Sometimes you feel like you don't feel in a place in your heart to, your body doesn't feel that way. How can you give love to something and you're not feeling that love back in return? Mr. Street, I'm sorry you feel like that. You're a narcissist? All right, so like I said, a lot of people, we over giving, you were over explaining, overextending. Hey, David, over accommodating. So, how could you be hard to love? Think about it. But they'll play with your mental and make you think that you are. The real truth were you were easy to drain. You said you can relate to over explaining. And how does that make you feel though? When you feel like put you in a place where tired and useless, draining. That's right. That's right. And guess what? It's all starts to become a performance. So when you finally stop performing and you stop shrinking and you stop chasing approval, that's when they say, you changed. How many of y'all heard that before? When you finally start wanting to set boundaries to put your foot down, then the person start telling you that you changed. If that feels familiar, drop a heart or say me in the chat. You change. You the reason why they did or do the things that they do. Sharing you. Right. And once you bring in those boundaries, and once you put your foot down, you stop abandoning yourself. And sometimes that's the hardest truth to accept is this. You didn't fail at loving them. They failed at receiving healthy love. Because people who thrive on chaos often feel uncomfortable with peace. So they create problems, create tension, and create emotional instability. And that's right. And guess who gets the blame after all of that? You. If you ever felt like you were too much, too emotional, too sensitive, too needy, I want you to pause and ask yourself, were you actually too much, or were you just asking the wrong person? I'm listening. You better let God use you. Amen. Amen. That's right, David. Amen. So, like I said, healing begins when you stop trying to fix yourself. To keep people who were never committed to understanding you. You don't heal by becoming easier to tolerate. In other words, we have to figure out and learn how to stop settling. We have to get to a place where don't even argue no more. Let them say what they want to say. Sing a song in your head. Pretend you don't hear them. Because guess what? They good at pretending they don't hear you. What's good for the gander has to be good for the goose. Tonight, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. Tonight, I'm here to tell y'all 2026 and beyond, everybody gets held accountable for their actions. And for every action, there is a reaction. And the reaction this year and moving forward will not be to sit here and argue with you. I will let you argue by yourself. And I will walk away with my peace, even if it hurts. Let them know. No more sugarcoating. Once you said how you feel, stand on it. Because they stand on what they believe in. They stand on lying. They stand on hurting you. They stand on cheating. They stand on manipulating you. They stand on talking behind your back. They stand on building the crew to use against you. They stand on everything except standing beside you when they're supposed to. So while we keep giving energy to somebody who don't deserve it, they say treat people how you want to be treated. And guess what? If I got to treat a person bad, I'd rather cut you off than to treat you bad. I'd rather cut you off than to treat you bad to block my blessings. And some people don't know that when they come into your life and you become an angel in their life, you are the blessing for them. And when they walk away, they don't even realize that they're walking away from the blessing. So how do you ever think you're going to prosper when you've been no good to people or to yourself? And people don't understand that when you lie, the first person you lie to is yourself, because you done made that mentally all up in your head. You done played the part in your head yourself. And that's got to be some type of delusional. Drop a heart if y'all felt that tonight. So, tonight, For anybody out there that needed this, I'm going to tell you now. If you needed permission to stop blaming yourself, here it is. Here you go. Listen. You are not hard to love. You were loving someone who could not be satisfied. Look at it like this. When you feel like you done gave everything you can and there's nothing left to give, just step back. Some people don't know how to let go, and that's okay, because I didn't know how to let go. I don't know how to let go. I usually let the person walk away. The key thing to that is they will never come back and find me in the same place where they left me at. And neither should you. If this resonated with you, save this message for the days you forget. And if any of y'all are new here, subscribe so you don't miss future Clarity Over Comfort sessions. My goal is simple: to help you turn emotional confusion into clarity and self-trust, to give you a place of peace, a family of comfort, and a no judgment zone. And you know the funny thing about people? Everybody tells you, leave, leave, leave. Sometimes it's not that easy. Everybody's story is different. Sometimes people can't just leave. Sometimes people go through situations where there could be physical abuse. Sometimes they have kids and they're put into situations where financially they can't leave. Sometimes people don't have a support system to help them leave. And sometimes people been so broken and let down and talked down to so bad that they feel like they don't have nothing else or that they are nobody. Their self-esteem has been taken away. The insecurities start to set in and they start to feel worthless, like they nothing. So their minds start playing tricks on them and they start to believe that they have to stay. But I'm going to tell you, if that's any of y'all tonight, I'm going to tell you, the first thing you need to do is drop on your knees. If you can't drop on your knees, put them hands together. If you can't put the hands together, close your eyes, go in the dark room, go somewhere, do something. And I need you to talk to God. You and God need to have a conversation. And what's funny, everybody think you can't talk to God. You can say whatever you want to say to him by yourself because he already know what you're going to say. I talk to God. I curse. I say all types of stuff. Because why not? You said you're my father. You said I can come to you when I need something. You said if I don't have understanding, you will always be here. You never leave me. And he's never left me. Even when you're going through hard times, understand. When you think you're walking alone, baby, it's not even you. He actually carrying you. He's the one walking. You just moving. Talk to God. Ask him for exactly what you want. Ask him for peace. Ask him for clarity. Ask him for discernment. If you want to leave, ask him. Tell him to do that for you. You'd be surprised what God give you. Because he going to do what he say he going to do. He always going to do what he say he going to do. God in this room tonight, y'all. Like I said, this was a pop-up live. Tomorrow I have surgery, guys. I asked all y'all to keep me in y'all prayers, but I will be back tomorrow night, 9:45 p.m. And before I go, I just want to know if any of you have any questions for me tonight. If this, helped your heart out a little bit, if you were confused about anything. Even when he put me at a 5 years, probably for a reason, but you're right. I'm about to ask him now, dear God, number one. That's right. That's right. He gonna do some things for you that you won't even believe it. He is like mind blowing because it's like sometimes you don't understand or you don't know how things happen or how it's gonna happen. And then it happened and you be like, that's God. And it's definitely God. So whatever you need, feel free to always go to him. He got you. Just ask him. It may take some time. Nothing happens overnight. But he got you. Again, I thank you all for joining me tonight. And for those that wasn't here for the beginning, you can always go back and watch the replay. Again, I will be back here tomorrow night. I just had to make sure I came on here tonight and give y'all what was given to me. And I thank y'all too. Thank you so much, Sharon. So, before we end this live, know that you all are loved. You all are blessed. You human. And always remember to give yourself some grace. Everything takes time. And always keep the faith of a mustard seed. I love y'all. Good night. Thank y'all.